Hello, everyone. I'm Paul Plotkin, Senior Account Executive at ENG Technologies, and thank you for joining us today for our inaugural Knowledge is King webinar series. ENG will be hosting this series every second and fourth Wednesday of the month, featuring industry leaders from manufacturers including Blackmagic, Sennheiser, Broadcast Picks, and many others. So please look for future invites from ENG, and we certainly hope to see you here again. ENG has had a long, outstanding relationship with JVC Professional. So today it's only fitting we're joined by the General Manager of Engineering for JVC Kenwood USA, Edgar Shane. With a master's degree in electrical engineering, Edgar sports over 30 years of experience in industrial electronics, currently specializing in broadcast and professional video equipment, video over IP solutions, ENG and remote production workflow optimization, nonlinear editing, and encoding and decoding applications. Edgar's been with JVC for 20 plus years and is involved in pro camcorder and monitor development, product launches, as well as overseeing JVC Pro's technical support engineers. So without further ado, I'm very happy to present Mr. Edgar Shane.
Thank you, Paul, and good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Let me share my screen, and today we'll talk about new JVC products and specifically about new JVC cameras. But before we go there, I'd just like to remind you what is JVC. JVC today is called JVC Kenwood. It was created by the merger of two companies, JVC and Kenwood, and our headquarters are still in Japan, in Yokohama. That's where we have R&D. And headquarters, our factories are located in Japan, Thailand, China, Malaysia, and Indonesia. That's where we manufacture our products. In the United States, we are represented by two locations. Our US headquarters are in Long Beach, California. And that's where we also have our factory service center. We service all products there. And our JVC Pro Video team is located in New Jersey, in Wayne. And that's where we have JVC professional video sales and engineering, and that's where my team is. We have engineers who provide real-time customer support, who provide consulting, and who can help you to specify cameras for your projects or to troubleshoot your installations and to help you with any aspect whatever is related to JVC products. You know, our product line today is pretty much, it covers the large range of prices and markets and applications, and it starts with the professional small camcorders anywhere around $2,000 and goes all the way to more than $20,000 for 230-inch 3-chip cameras equipped with the studio fiber packages. So it's a wide range of products. And we also introduced the new lineup of PTZ cameras several months ago, which also price range from anywhere from well under 2,000 to a little bit over 3,000, depending on the product. And that's what we will talk about today. JVC cameras, you may know this, our trademark, which is Connected CAM. The reason it's called Connected CAM is cameras are equipped with the integrated encoders, and some cameras even decoders for return video, and this equipment is optimized to send live broadcast quality video over the internet without any outboard equipment. So it's all integrated in the cameras. All you need is to connect cameras to the internet, and in case of our camcorders, maybe push the live button. In case of PTZ cameras, broadcast may start automatically. But bottom line is you only need camera and the internet connection, and then second later video appears on the output of decoder, or it can be sent directly to NewTek TriCaster, vMix, or any other video switcher which is equipped with video over IP. So this is the Connected CAM concept, which is carried all the way starting from handheld and shoulder cameras all the way to our new PTZ cameras as well. We introduced 3 models, and 2 models already shipping. Third model will be available next month, and these are KYPZ200, KYPZ400, and KYPZ510. Each camera comes also in black and white cabinet colors, so you can order either black or white, and also some cameras are available with and some can be ordered without NDI license. And this chart, I'm not going to go through every item here, but the idea is that depending on the necessity of NDI license for your installation, you can order the same camera with NDI license and without NDI license. Without NDI license, you would be saving $200. And also each product can be ordered in B, which is black, and W, which is white. So which brings it down to 10 SKUs. 200 is available black and white with and without NDI. PZ400 also black and white only with NDI, and the new model, which is KYPZ510, also black and white and with NDI and without NDI. And you can see that it starts from KYPZ200, which supports full HD 1080 60p with a 20x zoom, 61-degree viewing angle, which is pretty much standard. And then next step up would be KYPZ400, which adds 4K up to 30p capability with a wider angle lens, 71 degrees. And next step up is KYPZ510, which actually features ultra wide angle view, 81 degree and 4K up to 60p. The rest is very similar to all products. All cameras are also equipped with the up to 16 times digital extension, so you can always double your zoom or quadruple your zoom. 3G SDI outputs, HDMI depending on the supported resolutions, either 1080 up to 60p for KYPZ200 or UHD up to 30 and UHD up to 60 for KYPZ400 and KYPZ510. NDI depending on the model, either yes or no, and all cameras are equipped with the SRT, Secure Reliable Transport Protocol. We'll talk about how it works in a moment. RTMP, RTMPS, so you can immediately send video from each camera to Facebook Live or YouTube or any other CDN which supports RTMP, RTMPS. Codecs built-in encoders, you can select either H.264 or JVC on these cameras. And I don't need to tell you what is so great about JVC. It's a very efficient codec, which means that you can compress more if you're limited in upload and still maintain very good image quality, or you can actually use existing bandwidth to send near 3G SDI quality over the internet. All cameras support PoE, which means single cable provides power and Ethernet connectivity as well. And of course, there's our MLP100, our remote controller. Looking at the back of the camera, it looks like any other camera these days. There's so many cameras, they look similar. You have your 3G SDI output, HDMI, which supports up to 1080 60p or 4K 30 and 60, depending on the model. And also have a LAN connector, which can be used for, obviously, power over the Ethernet, control, and also your camera supports SRT and NDI checks via the same LAN connection. You can power camera through the PoE or via included brick power supply. Let's talk about control, because obviously these are PTZ cameras, so you need to control cameras somehow. You can control these cameras using multiple protocols, and you don't need to switch anything. All control commands are supported at the same time. When cameras are used with the NDI and they're connected to local area network, and you have your NewTek TriCaster connected to the same network or vMix or any other video switcher, control is immediately available over NDI. You don't need to worry about IP addresses or port numbers. It's all plug and play. It's all automatic. In addition to NDI, cameras can be controlled using VISCA over IP protocol, which means you can use third-party controllers or software applications. As a matter of fact, Extron just introduced control module for JVC cameras. So VISCA over IP is industry standard. The third protocol which is supported is JVC Web API. This is proprietary Web API protocol, which is also published on JVC website for anybody to write code to support it. But this protocol is supported by our RMLP100 remote controller, and it can be used either on local area network or over the internet as well. Web API works well being tunneled through the internet, and our remote controller can be programmed for each camera with a unique IP address and unique port number, which means the same controller can actually control cameras at different locations. Maybe two cameras locally and one camera in LA, another in New York, all over the internet, can be controlled from a single controller. And there's also included remote control, IR remote, which looks like this, which allows to control cameras just like as simple as here. You can you can choose presets, and you can go through the menu using this handheld remote as well. REMI LP100, 99 cameras, 99 presets, and like I said, cameras can be programmed with the unique IP addresses, unique port numbers, which means this becomes truly your control center for controlling cameras all over the world, over the internet, or just over your local area network. The reason you would use this controller, in addition, because you can also control cameras obviously from TriCaster and vMix and other switches directly. The reason you would use controller is because it gives you additional controls like exposure, iris, gain, white balance, which typically are not available from third-party video switchers. Let's talk about applications and how our customers use our cameras. Of course, generic application is with the SDI output, just like any other camera in the world. This camera supplies 3G SDI or HDMI up to 1080, 60p, 4K 30p, or 4K 60p, depending on the model. And you can use this with any video switcher, with the SDI or HDMI, and you can control these cameras in this application using JVC, REMI LP100 controller, or any third-party VSC over IP controller, or from web browser, or the combination of any of these controls. LDI HX gives you a lot of flexibility, and because you can use cameras all over your office, all over your campus, by simply connecting cameras to the local area network. Idea is that you don't need to run any special separate SDI cables. You can plug cameras in the same exact network which you use for your computers, for your printers and servers. And now all of a sudden cameras become available for your TriCaster or vMix connected to the same LAN. When you go and add new inputs, all cameras are available, and you can receive video, audio, and also provide PTZ control entirely and power through the single LAN cable. Imagine flexibility of this setup without necessity to run separate peer-to-peer cables. This is very convenient. And NDI is completely plug and play. The moment cameras are connected to local area network, you don't need to do anything else. You just go to your TriCaster or vMix or any other controls, and you add new input, and you'll see the available cameras in the drop-down menu of the inputs for those switchers. So it's a complete plug-and-play solution. And you can control cameras from TriCaster, vMix, or Wirecast. And in addition, you can also use REMI LP100. And like I said, controls are available simultaneously, so somebody can be using TriCaster to switch maybe presets, and producer can always use joystick on a REMI LP100 to fine-tune positions or to change maybe white balance or any other settings on those cameras. As long as cameras are on the same LAN for NDI, they don't need to be in the same location. We have customers who use cameras throughout college or high school campuses. As long as this is all the same LAN, each camera will be recognized by your TriCaster, which may be running in building A on the second floor. You'll be able to receive video, audio, and control all cameras, including outdoor installations, as long as they're all on the same local area network. NDI works well, and it's plug and play, but if you need to send video from your location to the outside from your LAN, you would need to use some other protocols. And for that purpose, we have integrated the SRT Secure Reliable Transport Protocol in all cameras, which allow to send video not only over a local area network, but also outside from your location to some other places using regular internet. And it is important to mention that every time you choose to use internet as your media to send your video and audio, you need to remember that internet is a public network, so it's being used by hundreds of millions of people any moment, which means that there's always data loss, congestion, jitter. And if you're trying to send some unprotected streams through the internet, typically you see artifacts. And that's where secure, reliable transport protocol SRT comes very handy, because SRT is equipped with a forward error correction, resend RQ, it's adaptive repeat request to resend lost data, and also adaptive bitrate to overcome all these issues. And SRT is capable to deliver high quality video, 1080 60p, 4K 30p, 4K 60p over the internet, and compensate for any packet loss or any jitter or congestion. Every time I present, I'm always asked about how NDI compares to SRT and which one is better, which one is should be used here or there. First of all, what is important to remember that NDI and SRT are both integrated in all JVC PTZ cameras, and they can be, as a matter of fact, generated simultaneously, so you don't need to worry about which one to use, except you need to just realize that each protocol was designed for very specific production application. And I think these two pictures of these two vehicles pretty much describe the difference between NDI and SRT. NDI was introduced as a replacement for SDI. It's super fast, negligible, super low latency. However, it was designed to be used on the closed local area network, which means this protocol is not routable. You cannot send NDI from New York to LA or from Miami to Chicago. It only exists on the local area network unless you use some special tools. Also, there's very little or almost no error correction because, again, NDI is designed for high-speed LAN. As a matter of fact, that new tech always recommends to use 10 gigabit networks, especially for new installations if possible. It doesn't go through the firewall and doesn't offer any encryption. And contrary to that, SRT, which was specifically introduced for uncontrolled public networks like internet, is equipped with a very strong error correction combination of FEC, ARQ, and adaptive bitrate. And also it's routable. With SRT, you can type the IP address of your destination in the camera, and then camera will immediately start pushing SRT to that particular IP address, which can be different country, different state, anywhere all over the world, as long as equipment is connected to the internet. SRT also penetrates firewalls because when you use SRT caller mode, it looks like just simple outgoing web call, which means it will bypass a firewall with no problem. And also, which comes from the name secure, SRT can be secured with up to 256-bit of AES encryption. So again, you have NDI, you have SRT, they're both available in the same camera. And like I said, as a matter of fact, camera can generate NDI and SRT NRTMP and RTSP streams at the same time simultaneously. When you go to the web setup for these cameras, you will see that you can type separately SRT destination IP addresses for SRT stream, RTMPS with the stream key for TMP, RTMPS, and also you can also pull video using RTSP protocol for some other applications. This is all generated simultaneously at the same time. And you can select H.264 or JVC codecs for these applications. Ability of these cameras to generate simultaneously NDI and SRT allows a lot of flexibility. And actually this idea comes from one of our customers, which is sometimes referred as a REMI, remote production hybrid workflow. When cameras are on location, you can actually use remote controller locally, and that's what one of our customers suggested. He said somebody on location may have better sense of what's going on. So they're controlling cameras locally using RMLP100, but in order to preview camera video, they're using NDI multiviewer, because remember, NDI is available on LAN. So they're looking at the multiviewer controlling cameras with RMLP100. At the same time, each camera is programmed with the IP address of another location. That's where the studio is located, and that's where the event is produced with all the titles and switching cameras and music and everything else. And this is all happening simultaneously. It's all transparent for users here and there. And of course, cameras can be controlled not only locally, but remotely, directly from NewTek TriCaster. And each camera sends ISO stream from one location to another location. It's a very convenient, and it becomes more and more popular workflow for remote production, obviously. And it is possible because cameras can generate NDI and SRT simultaneously. With SRT transport integrated in each camera, you can do a lot of very creative production. And we have customers who install cameras permanently in the meeting rooms, houses of worship, city halls, anywhere where you need to get a high quality video from. And this camera only requires power and internet connectivity. And imagine that you can get 1080 60p or 4K 30 or 60p video from any of these locations anytime and pull it in your NewTek TriCaster or any other video switcher located in the remote studio. These streams are high quality streams. And sometimes I'm asked, oh, what's the difference? We can use Zoom or Teams. It's a big difference in image quality, because when you set up cameras and you specify 1080 60p, you'll be getting 1920 by 1080 5994p on the input of your video mixer all day long. It's not something like Teams or Zoom, where obviously resolution and frame rate and everything else depends on the load of the servers on your connection and many other things. So you can be getting 1080 60p or 4K streams, high quality, encrypted up to 256-bit AES with a half-second, 1 second latency. And what is most important, that this workflow doesn't require any subscription fees. So you can have telepresence, you can have multiple streams from multiple cameras at the same location, 24/7, every day, with no additional, no extra cost of any subscription fees. And obviously, our customers are using this application a lot with our handheld cameras, which also support SRT, and our new PTZ range. And markets, there are all kinds of applications and markets. There's education, there's government, there's house of worship, sports, anything where you need to get 1080 60p high quality or 4K up to 60p streams from location A to location B without any added cost of any subscription to any service or anything like this. KYPZ200 and KYPZ510 also support this interesting function, which is called UVC webcam. And that's where we can forget about NDI or SRT, simply connect cameras with the USB cable to your computer, and now cameras will simulate webcam. So it will look like webcam to Microsoft Teams, Skype, or Zoom, except these are PTZ cameras. So again, you can use this remote controller to control your PTZ. You can zoom on yourself. You can zoom on other people if this is the panel. If you are in a classroom, you can also zoom on maybe your desktop if you're talking about some specific products or objects. And this is as simple as this. And at the same time, camera will provide UVC webcam feed for popular teleconferencing applications. Audio setup with these cameras is pretty much straightforward. Each camera is equipped with a line input, so you connect your audio mixer output directly to line input, or you can use maybe a microphone preamp if all that you need is just simple lavalier microphone. Bottom line, line level is expected on line input here. Let's talk about the new camera now. So the KYPZ 200 and 400 cameras are already available, and we have all these products in stock, by the way. The KYPZ510 was introduced, and now it will be shipping in September, so perhaps it's already en route. This camera features 4K UHD, now up to 60p. If you remember, KYPZ400 can only do 4K up to 30p. This is 60p 4K. Super wide angle 81-degree lens, which not only customers who use cameras in the smaller rooms will benefit, because obviously with a wider angle lens, you can cover pretty much the smaller size radio station room or smaller size meeting room, but even customers who use large audiences, large auditoriums, will benefit from wide angle. You know, it creates a pretty spectacular field of view, especially houses of worship or large classrooms. It looks really nice. Another interesting feature of KYPZ510 is smart object tracking. Camera, when you engage object tracking with the remote control or using web interface, camera immediately looks for human beings in the field of view. If there's only one human being detected, camera will immediately start tracking that person as he or she walks, you know, around the room. If there's more than one person detected, camera will also give you the possibility to select the person. You can use remote control for that, and you can select which person should be tracked, and then this specific person will be tracked around the room. And tracking is available within the complete pan range of the camera, which is 170 degrees wide. I'd like to show you actually the test video, which by no means this is not a demo video, because we only had one sample of this camera. We just tried to see how it works, and we contacted our neighbor, William Patterson University, and we asked their permission to use one of their classrooms. And I will play this video for you so you can see how it works. So this is myself and my engineer, Jim Vicente. We're sitting on the stage. Camera is 35 feet away, and you can see that the moment tracking is enabled, this green rectangle allows to select which person. And I just selected myself. Tracking started, and now you can see that when I walk around the stage, camera will track me whenever I go. So for the sake of time, I will fast forward, because we also had one of the student coordinators who actually did a very clever thing. He was walking actually row by row to show the range of tracking, and you can see that actually camera automatically tracks this person as he walks row by row. And like I said, camera is about 35 feet. It's at the very back of this classroom on the tripod, and you'll see he will sit on the chair on the stage. And the moment he does, camera zooms in actually and centers precisely. And when he moves, he changes his position, camera does it again. And as he starts walking towards the camera will actually zoom out to maintain, it's all automatically to maintain certain ratio of the shot. So this is how motion tracking works on KYPZ510. The rest is very similar to other JVC PTZ cameras. It's a 60p 4K sensor, super ultra wide 81-degree lens with the digital extender, 3G SDI, HDMI up to 1080 and 3840 60p, PoE, NDI, SRT, and also JVC webcam for Zoom, Skype, and Microsoft Teams as well. Imagine you can have Zoom meeting and you can walk around the room and camera will track you around the room. I think this is pretty cool feature. So that's the new range of JVC PTZ cameras. KYPZ200 without NDI license starts at around $18.99 list price. and then $200 step up adds NDI license. You see the suffix "and" here. And then another step up adds 4K 30p and wider angle lens capability for KYPZ 400, black or white version. And then another step up adds 4K 60p, even wider 81-degree lens, and also object tracking capability. And this is KYPZ 510, also available without NDI license and with NDI license in black and white color. And I can predict your question, what happens if I buy camera without NDI and can I update later for NDI? The answer is no. You need to make your mind right away. You order camera with NDI or without NDI. We don't offer updates for those non-NDI models. We have a lot of customers who buy non-NDI versions if they're planning to use them only for remote production. Let's say you're installing cameras in a city hall and you're planning to get feeds in your studio, which is not in the same LAN. So you would use SRT for that. You may not need NDI at all, so you can save $200 without that license. Aside from that, all cameras are equipped with the 3G SDI outputs, PoE, SRT for remote production, RTMP, RTMPS for social media. So this is pretty much universal for all models. Every time you use these cameras in your installation, which is called, obviously, you integrate these products with other products. That's why I thought it would be interesting to see how these cameras work with other brands of hardware and software. So most of these logos here of these brands were tested by our engineers here and in Japan. And you can see that NDI checks output and simultaneous SRT outputs can be sent directly to NewTek TriCaster, OBS Studio, Wirecast, Epiphone Video, vMix. SRT streams are supported by encoders manufactured by VTech, Haivision, and not only VTech and Haivision support decoding of our streams, but they also support synchronizing multiple streams, because our cameras include metadata in the stream, which is synchronized with the NTP time server and equipment from VTech, Haivision, and recently added Nimble Streamer, which is the cloud server. They all support SEI metadata NTP sync, so multiple cameras can be synchronized. RTMP, RTMPS outputs, naturally, you can immediately send to Facebook Live, YouTube, Vimeo, Wowza, Twitch, whatever CDN supports RTMP, RTMPS. Direct connection to your computer, UVC camera mode is compatible with Microsoft Teams, Zoom, and Skype application. In addition to NDI, SRT, RTMPS, and UVC, the RTSP protocol is available, and you can, this is a pull protocol, so you need to pull stream from the camera. This is very similar to standard RTSP pulls available from CCTV equipment, which means you can actually use the stream to record a video for on your security service. And we have actually customers who, especially in education, who like to do this, and they record 24/7 stream from the same PTZ camera, which is actually used for production using NDI with TriCaster, because all the streams are available at the same time. And of course, 3G SDI HDMI, any standard equipment, including Blackmagic video switchers, 4A, Roland, anything else. DotWorks manufacture very nice enclosures for our cameras. The enclosure type is D2 with the new updated 7.5-inch dome. They just tested our cameras last week in this installation. And also there's a company called Jason Cases, which has measured they have all 3D models of our equipment. They can produce carrying and shipping cases for any configuration you'd like. 2 cameras and remote control, 4 cameras, remote control, or any other configuration. In terms of control via NDI and VSCAR standard, any equipment which supports VSCAR or NDI will be able to control these cameras. Chrome browser, Extron just recently introduced control module for these cameras, and also REMI P100, our dedicated JVC remote controller. Let's talk about our support and warranty. These cameras come with a 3-year warranty, but this is not it. In addition to just a regular warranty, we offer 48 to 72-hour replacement. So if something happens to these cameras within warranty period, we will replace this product, no question asked. Well, actually, we will ask one question. We'll need your credit card to hold, until we receive the defective camera back. So within 48 to 72 hours, you will receive camera replacement. And also, as I mentioned, we have direct support team located in New Jersey. So this is US-based team, not outsourced. And these are all, this is my group of engineers. They all have tremendous experience with a professional video support. We do consulting free of charge, obviously, on the installation, on the project specification. So if you're planning to do any installation of JVC cameras and you need any advice on which equipment to use, how to set up your network, how to set up your firewall, to send video from here to there, or any other questions, here's the email, ptzsupport@us.jvckenwood.com. We will be happy to help you and to specify product, and also help you with installation and integration of our products with other manufacturers as well. So this is all available in the United States, and this is all, my engineers pretty much talk to people all day long, every day. We also, we just introduced a new promotion also recently. If you order 3 cameras, any model from PZ200, 400, or new, it's not available yet, but PZ510, we will give you free REMI P100, which is valued more than $2,000. That's the range again. So we're talking about, and also our classic KY PZ100 is still available. That camera doesn't support NDI or SRT, but it has 30 times zoom lens with the optical image stabilization. So once again, this is our product range today: handheld camcorders and our new PTZ cameras. There's also decoder, which can receive streams and output 3G SDI or HDMI, and there are also GY-HC 900 camera available in studio configuration as well. So you can see we cover pretty much the complete range of production from anywhere from high school level all the way to broadcast studio and college studio installations. Well, that's everything from me today, and you can see also my email address here. So feel free to send me any questions. Otherwise, I think we have questions in Q&A section. And Paul, back to you.
Edgar, thank you so very much. That was awesome. We do have a couple of questions here regarding regarding a 900, the HC 900. Does vMix now support the HEVC video stream from an HC 900, or are we limited to H.264?
Well, GY-HC 900 doesn't support HEVC encoding by itself. It requires the plug-in module KY-EN200. And vMix supports HEVC, but vMix provides mixed messages. The best is probably to check, because you're asking me whether vMix supports it or not. In general, they support HEVC, but I recommend to check the latest release of vMix to see if that supported the full range of HEVC supported. So it's a good question, but in general, yes, vMix supports HEVC from my tests. But I think we should look up their website and to see what is that they specify for codecs.
Gotcha. And again, on the HC 900, what's the max SRT bit rate at HEVC?
The maximum SRT bit rate, I believe, is 24 megabit for 1080 up to 1080 60p.
And one other question, I believe this regards the PTZs. Can we do 4K 60 over NDI?
For KYPZ 510, which is shipping in September, yes, absolutely.
Excellent. Excellent. Anybody else have questions? Let's see, is the PZ100 remaining an active product? That's a good question.
Absolutely. That's what I mentioned, I think, at the end of this presentation. We call it our classic model. KYPZ400 is still available, and we have these cameras in stock.
Gotcha. Yeah, as does G&G. Confirming, can two RMLP 100s be on the same network controlling the same camera group?
Absolutely. There is no limit. Each controller, when you set it up on the network, you would assign each controller its own IP address, obviously. But each controller can control cameras, and you have two controllers on the same network, and they will basically compete. So whatever command is received the last by the camera will be executed. So you can have two people actually playing with two joysticks with the same camera. Yes.
Excellent. Anybody else?
Paul, there's a question on Web API.
There is a question on Web API. Let's see. Is Web API publicly available?
Absolutely. When you go to jvcpro.jvc.com and select professional video and select any of these cameras, KYHC 500, 550, 900, you will see Web API. Yes, it's published. And if you can't find it, just drop me email and I would forward it to you. But it is in public domain. Yes.
Excellent. And we do have another request if we can put another one of these together for the HC 500 and HC 900 cameras dedicated to those.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think people would be really excited about that.
I would love to talk about those cameras as well.
Excellent. And we'd love to hear you talk about them. Any other questions from attendees? And actually, we do have one last one. So, two people and two remotes can control up to 99 cameras in remote locations. Is that correct?
Yes, actually any remote can be programmed. The reason it's 99 because we just have 2 digits only for camera selection.
Right.
But there's no limit of remote controls. You can have simultaneously 2 remotes at actually 2 different locations controlling the same camera. And in addition, the same camera can be also controlled by NewTek TriCaster or vMix. JVC Web API control allows multiple cameras to be controlled, and each camera can accept multiple commands at the same time. So yes, the answer is yes, there's no limit of who can control this camera and from which location.
And from which location, right.
And of course, each control is protected with a password. So obviously to avoid, somebody else tricking your camera without your knowledge.
Awesome. Anyone else? I do think we're good to go. And again, Edgar, I cannot thank you enough for the time. We really do appreciate it. Great presentation. All our attendees, please be aware, we're going to be hosting this series every second and fourth Wednesday of the month. So please look for more invites from G&G, and we certainly hope to see you here again. Thanks everyone for attending.
Thank you. Bye-bye.